I'm going to say this multiple times throughout this video, but do not harass anyone I talk about in this video. This is all alleged, even if I provide as much evidence as possible. If you're angered by anything that you see in this video, do not harass the talents involved. Just unsubscribe, unfollow, and ignore them. It'll do more damage than giving death threats. Now enjoy the video. Originally, this was a video that I made talking about the dark side of VTubing. A dark look into the debaucherous, immoral, and sometimes heinous world of VTubing. Hidden behind these anime avatars is a world of harassment, doxing, self-harm, and maybe prostitution. This was supposed to be about the industry as a whole, but one black company kept rearing its ugly head into the limelight. Meet Nijisanji. This video was originally supposed to happen at least 8 to 9 months ago, but because of how evil this corporation's copyright striking was, deleting YouTube channels, deleting evidence across the internet, attacking names big and small to stop their names from getting out to the public. I just couldn't risk my channel and livelihood on this. That's right, I bitched out. I let them win. And I never made that video. I even deleted my original document before they could find it, because they've done that before too. But now, after what they've done to Selene and other livers, the gloves are coming the fuck off. Let's start with something simple. What is a black company? While there's no exact definition to what a black company is, there are 3 general characteristics for identifying them: long work hours and unreasonable quotas, little to no compliance with Japanese labor laws, and employees are always at a disadvantage when it comes to company decisions.
Oh my god, I type in Nijisanji, but the first thing that shows up is Nijisanji, black company. Alright, let me address this right now, okay?